Sam, my breakfast this morning. Everything's got covered with dirt here. Breakfast this morning is maple and brown sugar oatmeal with dehydrated blueberries, dehydrated bananas, almonds, and a couple of cashews. My stomach is ready for this. A little bit late getting up this morning. We started stirring about 6:30. Last night's rain never did happen. And as you can see, it's not raining now, although it's very cloudy. And now I got a little bit of a conundrum. From the radio, the only place that's getting any rain is Duluth, which is quite a ways south of us. Everywhere else is reporting dry, even well to the west of us. It's supposed to be an 80% chance of rain today, though. And it's not just rain, it's supposed to be thunder showers with damaging winds, light hail, small hail possible, heavy rains. So now tomorrow morning it's supposed to be a 20% chance of rain first thing in the morning. Do I gamble that I can get to Snipe Lake today? She'll take me at least a couple hours before the rain hits. Set up camp and everything else. I mean, 2 hours is just travel time to get there. It's just time to tear down here and time to set up there. Make a quicker exit tomorrow morning. 2-hour exit tomorrow morning. Or do I hang tight here? Hope that it doesn't rain in the morning so I can get an early start. And faced with at least a 4 hours to exit tomorrow morning, followed again by a 7-hour drive. Makes for a long day. Since I got a late start this morning and I haven't been rushing and nothing's packed yet, I think I'm going to be staying here for the day, but I sure wish I knew when that rain was going to hit. It's nice having the weather radio along, but it's not real helpful with the timing. Probably going to just stay tight here today and go for the 4-hour trip tomorrow. get all the way out, and hope the rain doesn't linger very long into tomorrow morning. And if it does, it's light rain and not thunder showers. Oh well, what are you going to do? Well, on the weather radio, they had dropped the chance of rain from 80% to 70%. And again, all the places that were getting rain were south of us. So I decided I would start getting packed up, and if it hadn't started raining by the time I got packed up, then I'd make a run for it. So I went in the tent, I got my sleeping bag stuffed in its stuff sack, got my thermarest all rolled up, was just about to start putting things in my pack, and it started raining. So I think I'm going to be staying put for today and going for the long day tomorrow. If it was just me, I'd be okay. I could throw a raincoat on and no problem. But I don't have a raincoat for Sam. I probably should get one. And it's not supposed to be getting out of the 60s today. It's supposed to, in fact, I think the high is supposed to be in the mid 60s today. So getting wet, soaked through, those kind of temperatures is not good for him. And so that's the aspect I have to think about. If it was just me, I'd go ahead and go to Ham Lake. The thunderstorms that they're talking about aren't supposed to be until later on. There's only a slight chance of a thunder shower today. But those with the hail and all the rest of it, that's tomorrow night, and I'm going to be out of here by then, so that's no concern. It's just the rain today. Of course, if it didn't rain any harder than this, it would be okay. But I just don't know. I just don't know what's going to be happening, so stay put today. Hope that the 20% chance of rain tomorrow morning doesn't materialize. I mean, it's an 80% chance that it won't be raining in the morning. If it is, well, we'll have to go anyway, because I do need to get out of here tomorrow. So much for 2 short days of on the water travel. It's going to be one fairly long day. Like I said, I'm figuring on about 4 hours to get out. Might be able to do it quicker if I don't stop and take photos and videos along the way, and really push it. And then that 7-hour drive home. Any way you look at it, it's going to be at least a 10-hour day, probably more like an 11 or 12-hour day, and all is said and done. Well, plenty of time to rest up today. Not much to do today except for sit under the tarp or go and take a nap in the tent. Maybe between rain showers I'll be able to go out in the woods and try to find some photos to take, or maybe go for some short paddles, or I don't know. We'll see how the day goes, see what the day brings. sunshine. Kind of hazy, or what do I want to say it? Not open sunshine by any means, but the sun is sort of shining. After lunch, I went into the tent for snooze for a while. Was there until almost 3 o'clock. Most of that time it was not raining. So when I came back out again, I decided to sit outside, and would you know it, had a little bit of precipitation go through. It was more of a mist than anything. So I went back under the tarp again. That mist didn't last very long, and I came back out, and I got some water pumped. In a little while I'll start getting supper going. Again, it's going to be a cup of soup tonight, a couple of cups of soup, and I might supplement that with a tuna wrap. I do have enough tuna left for to have something tonight, as well as having a sandwich for or a wrap for tomorrow's trip out. Food barrel is getting rather thin. I'm having to really scrounge for snacks and what have you, but I have enough to survive on. I have, at the moment, I have 3 packets of tuna left. One tuna salad, and the other 2 being the tuna creations type of thing. So so I got enough tuna, and I have enough tortillas for, I've got about 5 or 6 tortillas left. I think. Well, no, I can't have that many. I have plenty of tortillas left anyway. And I have a little bit of dried fruit left. Blueberries and strawberries, a few nuts left, things like that. So, yeah, considering that it's the last day of the trip, it's not surprising I'm running out of food. It says that I did a pretty good job this time of determining how much to bring. I still have a lot more dog food left than I still haven't quite gotten zeroed in on his needs. So I have way too much dog food, but oh well. That's what the situation is. It's actually pretty nice right now. Temperature is in the 60s, low 60s, and as long as it's not raining, after supper I just might be able to go out for a paddle. Still talking about 50% chance of scattered showers this afternoon, or tonight. Tomorrow they're not talking about rain at all. They're talking about decreasing cloudiness, fog in the morning, decreasing cloudiness, high of about 70 tomorrow. So should be a pretty good day. Light winds out of the east to start with, turning out of the south. I'm heading east to start with and heading north, so that won't be too bad. I think 5 miles an hour is all they said for wind speed. So I think I'll talk to you in a little while if something happens. Okay, about 20 to 8. Pulling away from the campsite. Got up about 10 after, or started getting up about 10 after 5 this morning. So about, what, 2.5 hours. Beans are out here this morning. I'd give that campsite about a 4 rating. Had some nice tent pads. Not very good water access, either for swimming or for getting water. Nice landing. I've had better, but I've had a lot worse. Kitchen area was kind of cool, but at the same time kind of awkward having that fireplace way up on the top there. Couldn't really sit close to the fireplace. Coming up on the first portage of the day. Heading over to Cross Bay Lake. I believe it's a 47 rod, if I remember correctly. Got a little bit closer.
water level went down while I was in. Don't remember bottoming out before. I'm having a walk through here. This isn't good. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Here we go again. Okay, now we're moving a little better. And here we are on Cross Bay Lake. Look at all the bugs in the water. Oh. Where's the portage to Ham Lake? Straight ahead here. 9:45. Yeah, 9:45. Jeepers, took us 2 hours to get here from the campsite. Of course, I had a I kind of missed, took a wrong turn. Let's put it that way. Missed a turn. Backtracked, tried to find where I was supposed to go. Spent a lot of time. These steps are pretty big. That one in particular. And here is Ham Lake. So we're approaching the 40-rod portage out of Ham Lake. Just finished up the last portage. Sorry I didn't film the last two, but they were getting kind of congested. People going both ways. I thought I had the camera running between the portages, and turns out it wasn't recording. I don't think it was recording. Oh, that breeze feels good now. Coming across with my first load on the 40-rod portage at this end of the portage. I had a little mishap. I was carrying my camera bag on my front, my big equipment pack on my back, thwart bag over my shoulder, a couple of things in my hands, and I slipped on a rock. With all that weight, it was just no maintaining my balance, so I went over. And of course I ended up with my head lower than my feet, with all that gear on top of me, underneath me, around me. So it took me a while to extricate myself from everything. Biggest injury is that my thumbnail got pulled back just a little bit. But of course, any little bit on your thumbnail hurts. And I'm sure a lot of you are cringing just me talking about it. Also skinned up my arm just a little bit, but I've had far worse on my arms. It wasn't 2 minutes after I finally extricated myself that another party came across that portage going the same way I am. If they'd just been a little bit earlier, they could have helped me out of my predicament, but they helped me I got out of it anyway without their help. They did help me get my canoe up on my shoulders for my second trip across. Then when we got back to that end of the portage, there were 3 canoes coming the other way. So I let the party that was going my way take off. Waited a while at the landing for the 3 canoes to land. And then I took off. Got to the next portage, the 50-rodder. There was another party with 2 canoes and I think it was a mother and father with 3 kids. Just putting in at that portage landing. Kind of disorganized. So, but at least I had room there. I could land off to the side. And was just about ready. Had everything off of the out of the canoe and everything, and that those guys that were going my way came back for their packs, so they helped me put my canoe on my shoulders again. So that was nice. And now I'm coming up at last to the landing. It's 12:15. So it took me, 4.5 hours from the time I started. That included backtracking on the first portage, thinking I'd dropped something when I apparently didn't. Getting lost going down the Cross River. My little mishap. Waiting around for those 3 canoes to land. Oh, it's been quite the adventure this morning. Quite the adventure. But here I am. The landing is here.